Somalia and
Welcome to part 6 of Wake Up, Sleeper, Wake Up. December 17th, 2022.
Ethiopia, entire populations simply do not have access to water. In one town alone, 100,000 people are left without the necessity. Bodies of water that once sustained entire communities in the region have dried up, so have the wells dug to replace them. Authorities have been using tankers to ferry water from far out areas to fill up the 6 wells serving the town of Elwak. Even at that, officials say only 3 of the 6 wells are working. That means there's only enough water for 15,000 people, leaving 85% of that town's population without water. Mandera is home to about 1.2 million people and has not seen significant rainfall in the last 6 years. The latest 3-month period where rains were expected from October to December brought no reprieve, nor did it add to any reserves. With no solution in sight, authorities fear thousands more animals could perish and hundreds of thousands of people will be forced to abandon their homes.
Americans need to take notice. Wild animals.
Americans need to take notice. I told you animal attacks were going to increase. You didn't take me serious. And they're just getting started to increase. They're going to get much worse.
Are coming after you and your family. In California, one mom lived every parent's worst nightmare.
Pure terror. A coyote attacks a 2-year-old girl. Look, it's trying to drag her away. Thankfully, Dad Ariel Eliyahu is right there and springs into action.
He's definitely the hero, and I feel like he really saved her life. I don't know what would have happened if he wasn't there.
And it's not just coyotes that are coming for your kids. In Connecticut, a vicious raccoon tried to maul a 5-year-old girl.
And across the country in Connecticut, this 5-year-old girl had her own scary encounter with a wild animal. A raccoon latched onto her leg and wouldn't let go.
I was going like, and then tried to do that, but I could step on it.
Mom Logan McNamara did what any mama bear would do, protect her cub. She gets between her daughter Riley and the raccoon that she thinks has rabies.
I grabbed it by the scruff of the neck. It was growling, it was snarling. I think that mom instinct just kind of kicked in and adrenaline took over.
She even has the composure to warn a neighbor. She tries to throw it off, but the raccoon won't let go. She tries again and sends the raccoon flying.
He was vicious. He absolutely wanted blood, and I knew if I had just dropped him, he was going to come back up and start attacking me.
That's bad. But be thankful you don't live in India, where things like this happen. Most people never consider what they do in these situations, so what would you do?
For those of you that have been scoffing me and making fun of me about the she-bears, because you absolutely think that they're not going to come after you, do pay attention to this video. Those of you that think it's funny to make fun of the mantle of Elijah, not a good idea to mock and scoff God's prophets. Do pay attention. The bears are coming. If I were you, I would stop mocking me and making fun of me, thinking they're not coming. They absolutely are coming.
Let's bring in wildlife expert and radio host Tom Nelson. Before we get to the strategy to defend yourself, why are these things happening?
As anyone that reads the Bible knows, the tribulation will be a terrible time on the earth.
No one knows why that's happening. I told y'all, it's one of the seals opening. Animal attacks. Animals are supposed to kill some of the people off the planet. You were warned about this. And you started scoffing me because I said that this was coming. And yet it's Bible and it backs me up. When I prophesied it, though, you laughed, some of you did, and you mock me about the she-bears. It's not just bears you're going to have to worry about. Coyotes, wolves, mountain lions. They're all coming. The animal attacks will increase. These things obey the voice of God, and they absolutely are going to. You were warned. You should have paid attention. Instead of thinking you knew more than the prophet of God, instead of thinking you were smarter than me.
In the tribulation period yet, but we are getting extremely close.
Jesse, it's just brutal, man. We're moving down the food chain, okay?
Bears, not Brett, are North America's apex predator, and there's no close second. Recently, bears have been dropping in on humankind and showing us who's boss. Last week, 2 college wrestlers were hiking in a Wyoming National Park when a grizzly bear attacked them out of nowhere, leaving them blood-soaked.
It took one great big step towards me and knocked me on the ground and then pushed me up against the trees and started chewing on me. I thought I was going to die. I was panicking when I saw him getting attacked.
Just this weekend, a 60-year-old Washington woman was attacked by a black bear who knocked her to the ground while she was walking her dog. She survived by punching it in the nose and was only left with minor injuries.
The problem is when we have overcrowding of these species in our outskirts, this leads to a lack or inadequate natural sources of food and territory, which causes these animals to spread beyond their original area.
Wrong again. These animals are spreading beyond their natural area because the voice of God is commanding them to. These animals are doing what God is commanding them to do because it is in the written word of God. Read Revelation 6 for yourself. You'll see.
Potentially interacting more with humans, it increases the risk of again, going back to bears and everything else, seeking sources of other food. Hopefully not us, and hopefully we're not moving down the food chain as far as it's looking like.
All right, I don't know if we can go any farther than that because this is getting bad.
Well, I got news for you. You are moving down the food chain. You're a beast. Men are beasts. Mankind is beasts. And you worship the creature more than the creator. You should have remembered God. You should have considered God and you should have kept him in your knowledge. But no, you didn't want to do that. What did you want to do? You wanted to exalt yourself above him. Man wants to play God so much. Look at what they have created. Is it virtual? Is it real? Is it for AIs? Or do they actually think that they can fake the breath of God and create human life?
Introducing Ectolife, the world's first artificial womb facility, powered entirely by renewable energy. With Ectolife, premature births and C-sections will be a thing of the past. A single building can incubate up to 30,000 lab-grown babies per year. If you want your baby to stand out and have a brighter future, our Elite Package offers you the opportunity to genetically engineer the embryo before implanting it into the artificial womb. Thanks to CRISPR-Cas9 Cas9 gene editing tool, you can edit any trait of your baby through a wide range of over 300 genes. By genetically engineering a set of genes, the Elite package allows you to customize your baby's eye color, hair color, skin tone, physical strength, height, and level of intelligence. It also allows you to fix any inherited genetic diseases that are part of your family history so that your baby and their offspring will live a healthy, comfortable life free of genetic diseases.
No, they can't. You see, because there was a purpose for sickness and plagues, and God absolutely had a purpose for those and for all plagues. And it was punishment for when man was doing things they weren't supposed to be doing and going against the Word of God. You might not like that. You might not agree with that. I don't care what you agree with. You're not God. I don't answer to you. And you're certainly not an apostle. So I don't have to worry about you being able to rebuke me. Because the only one who has the authority to rebuke a prophet is an apostle. But you better make sure that that prophet isn't an apostle also. Or a son of God. Now, we are certainly moving into a bracket. The tribulation is just around the bend. And you can look at this. Yeah. The things, that we talk about a lot on here. The Ozinis. Those things contain the CRISPR-9 too. And now you can even edit your own baby. It's like The Sims, only the live version. Make them however you want. Pick out their hair color, their eye color. Used to the DNA decided that for us. That God gave us. The DNA given to us by God. That allowed us to be in the image of God. If you think that God is going to allow man to make more Nephilim upon this planet, you are severely mental. You have not been reading the Word of God, and you are going to perish along with those demons, because apparently you are one. So wake up, sleeper, wake up.
Ectolife. Reinventing evolution.
Jesus said he would.
Reinventing evolution. There's no such thing as evolution. We didn't come from monkeys. We didn't evolve from a monkey. We came because God created us to worship Him, to give Him praise, honor, and glory daily. Not just when it suited us, but daily. You haven't been doing that. No one was keeping watch. No one. You didn't even see the Lord. And you still don't. You still don't. Why? Because you're living in this world, living in your sin. Lying. How could you possibly recognize the Son of God? Or God Himself? All you can do is recognize your own lies. See you in the next part.